Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. What are we doing today? Today we're doing vocabulary, or was it contracts? I don't remember. Let me see here. See, I believe we're doing vocabulary today. Is that right, guys? Okay, so we're doing vocabulary today. Let's go to flashcards. And we're going to try and write these words using as few words as possible, okay? All right, so first word on the board is blockbusting. Try and write what that is using as few words as possible. Blockbusting. Okay, it's the same as panic peddling, panic selling. So what is it? So blockbusting is discrimination. I like to say it's when somebody says, you better sell that house because those people are moving to town and you don't want to live by them, do you? Property values will drop, crime will go up. It'll be terrible if you live by those people, okay? So that is a violation of what? So what is that a violation of? Fair housing. Good job, Ali Tambash. I hope I said your name correctly. Fair housing. And what year was fair housing enacted? What do you guys think? What year? Ali. 1968. If I asked you what year you were born, what would you say? 1968. If I asked you what was your favorite year to eat burritos, I don't know, 1968. If I asked you what was your favorite Super Bowl, you would say 1968, right, guys? No matter what it says, we're going to circle 1968. Right, guys? Everybody? Yes? Promise? So, if one of the options is 1968, what do you think the question will be? Well, you know what my question would be? Why do you even care? It doesn't matter what the question is. Just circle 1968. I don't even know why you're reading the question. Just circle 1968 and be like, Joe is amazing. Okay, next one, fee simple estate. What's that all about? What's a fee simple estate? Fee simple estate. Fee simple estate. It's not absolute ownership, Melissa. Careful there. It's the highest degree, but nothing's absolute, right? Why is nothing absolute? What encumbrance always exists? What do you guys think? What encumbrance always exists? So what makes it not absolute? Taxes. Now, I understand why you said that because the full word is fee simple absolute estate, like a fee simple absolute. So I totally get why you said that because it's in the name. But just remember, it's not absolute ownership. Yeah, you got those government powers. Gabby mentioned the 4 government powers. Do you guys know what the 4 government powers are? Who here can tell me what the 4 government powers are? Police power, escheat, taxation, and eminent domain. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. Good job, everybody. Intestate. What does the word intestate mean? Dying without a will. Good. Without a will. So a little recommendation for you guys that maybe you should look at. If you guys are working for a brokerage that doesn't have a lot of desk space, okay, or it's very expensive, the desk space, you don't like the environment there, I highly recommend you look at co-working spaces. Has anybody ever heard of a co-working space? Co-working spaces are when you rent, like, just you can rent an office, a desk, or you can have what's called a floating area where you're just able and other people are working there. Okay, you look up things like WeWork. There's a lot of different co-working space companies. It's very popular these days. Now a lot of people work virtually online and on computers. And the reason I suggest that to you is not only maybe you'll get a very nice office space, okay? Then you could also get a good chance to network with other people who are influential, like accountants, lawyers, Malfred just said psychologists. And a lot of these good co-working spaces will have meetings every week where you interact with everybody in the building. They'll either have social events or business events. And it's great to network in your office with other agents, but you may get more deals if you're networking with other professionals who could exchange leads with you or maybe even buy or sell a house themselves. But more often when I go to the co-working spaces, it's more of a lead exchange. It's like I got somebody who needs their taxes done. I need somebody to list a house or things of that nature. So just in the effort of thinking outside the box a little bit, you may want to look at that if your community has one of those. And just in the spirit of thinking a little outside the box. It'll expose you and get you around other professionals who are independent, just like you will be. Hope you guys don't mind that tangent. It just occurred to me it might be helpful to some of you guys who have never really worked independently before. Okay, narrative report. What's the narrative report? Narrative report. Kim, you're going to pass. It may take a little time, but you'll do it. And remember, it's not about the first to pass. It's about the first to sell. Hey, it's the most comprehensive report. It's the most comprehensive report. Promissory notes. What's that? What's a promissory note? What I'm looking for here, excuse me, is for you to write evidence of the debt. Evidence of the debt. Let's all write that. Evidence of the debt. Evidence of the debt. Okay. Injunction. 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 Court order to stop. Court order to stop. Good. I hope all you guys are ready to plan your exam passing party. Are we all planning that? Your pass exam party. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is something every single one of you should do. It's when you pass your exam, you hold a party for everybody in the community or a barbecue or whatever you enjoy. And you stay sober, don't party too much, but it's your way to tell the entire community that you are now licensed, Okay, so we're all, be optimistic, everybody, be optimistic. But you guys should all plan like a big event after you pass, because that's your coming out party to tell everybody in the community. You make it fun, you invite your friends, your family, whoever it is. And then you tell them, I'm licensed now, here I am. Be creative with it, have fun with it. Okay. Voluntary lien, voluntary lien. Oh, Erica, where are you from? I love going out to eat. Okay, involuntary lien, excuse me, involuntary lien. I'm sorry, guys, I accidentally said voluntary lien. I meant involuntary lien. Ooh, Massachusetts. Okay, involuntary lien is a lien you don't want. So a tax lien, Jose, good job. That's exactly what that would be. A tax lien would be an involuntary lien. Good. All right, what are other examples of involuntary lien? Mechanics lien, judgment liens. I think I mentioned it yesterday. Just about every lien is involuntary other than a mortgage. It's the only voluntary one I could think of. So a mortgage would be a voluntary lien. If I'm in your town, I would love to go to Starbucks with you guys, if you guys would have me. I travel a lot. I don't know if I mentioned other webinars. I travel a tremendous amount. So I'm in almost every city all the time. No Starbucks. Gabby, okay, no Starbucks. Love Starbucks. That's right, Monique. Okay, antitrust laws. Antitrust laws. Oh, my brother lives in New Jersey, Maplewood. Okay, antitrust laws. What's that about? So you're talking about the Sherman Antitrust Act, all right? So what is that all about? What is the Sherman Antitrust Act all about? Okay, Sherman Antitrust Act is about free market competition, right, everybody? Free market competition. So an example of a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, one of them, you see some of you guys wrote price fixing. That is correct. The irony with price fixing is you see it all the time in every community across the country. How many of you guys spoken to a real estate agent and say, how much do agents list the property for? Between 5 and 6%. It's always between 5 and 6%. That's standard in the community. That's just what you do. No matter what brokerage you are, it's like 5 to 6%. Have you guys ever heard an agent say that before? If you have, they were violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. They can say, in my brokerage, it's 5 to 6%. Because they're all working for the same company. And be careful for that on your exam, okay? Because they'll say, can an agent do that? The thing where people get tricked up on is they'll say no, but if it says within their own brokerage, they can, all right? This is meant to stop competing brokerages, not necessarily competing agents. If the agent is within the same brokerage, they could have a standard, all right? So be careful of that. Yeah, Malfred, they do it all the time. They don't even know they're doing anything wrong. They do it so much. Okay, here we go. How big is an acre? How big is an acre? (43,560 square feet. Good. You guys all got that, but here's the trick question. How much is a commercial acre? How much is a commercial acre? Ooh, let's see who knows that one. Let's see who's been studying. A commercial acre. So that is the acre minus streets, curbs, and sidewalks. All right, so it's just an acre minus streets, curbs, and sidewalks. All right, guys? That's a tricky one. Equity. What is equity? Equity. What's equity? Okay, so first I'll give you guys the stuffy, boring definition of it. Are you ready, guys? Equity is your interest in the property above and beyond all liens against it. All right, everybody hear me on that? It's really important you guys know that definition. Equity is the interest in the property above and beyond all liens against it. Wow, Deanna, you've been watching a lot of my webinars. The money left to buy a cookie. I always say that. I'm flattered. Okay, so a lien is the money you owe. So after you pay off all your debts, it's the money that, well, you can take home and go buy a cookie with, just as Deanna said. All right, so equity is your interest in the property above and beyond all liens against it. Okay. So if I ask you guys, what is equitable title? What does that mean? So what is equitable title? It is related to this word equity, obviously. So what is equitable title? That's correct, Gabby. Equity is the money left over after the lien's been paid. Good job, Gabby. Okay, equitable title, right, is the right, come on, what do you guys think? So you have equitable title and legal title. There's a difference there. Good job, Melissa. So equitable title is the right to use and possess and gain equity, hence equitable title. Okay, what is legal title? What is legal title? Looks like we have to back up on this one for a second. What's legal title? Legal title is the right to sell. So when you get a loan, you maintain equitable title because you have the right to use and possess, and you enjoy the equity, and the bank or whoever made the loan to you has the right to sell, so because in case you don't pay them, they could sell your property. Does that make sense for everybody? So when you take out a loan from the bank, you do not have legal title. Has everybody got that? You do not have legal title to your property. You get that legal title when you pay it off. When do you pay it off? When you finish paying off your debt, or when you find a buyer, they give you money for your property, you turn around, give that money to the bank, and the bank, gives you a reconveyance deed, and you have legal title. Duress. Duress. What is duress? A gun to the head is an extreme example, Hannah, but yes, it applies. Okay, it's when you're pushed to do something you don't want to do. Okay, duress is when you're under pressure. Does that make the contract void or voidable if you're under duress? What do you guys think? Makes the contract voidable. All right, duress. Encumbrances. What's an encumbrance? Encumbrances are not always liens. A lien is always an encumbrance, but an encumbrance is not always a lien. All right. So encumbrance is just a burden, a burden. Lease pendants. Lease pendants. Lawsuit pending. Lawsuit pending. Do we all have our goal of what we're going to do when we make our first $100,000 and our first $1 million? You should all have that goal and take a picture of it and make it our screensaver in our computer. When I say make that money, I mean that's the money after you've paid off all your debts and all your loans and you've helped all the people you want to help. Nope, after you pay for your son's college, all that kind of stuff. We got to take that picture. It helps keep motivated. Oh, invest in real estate. How boring, Chantal. Don't you want to go like to a beach vacation or get like a new Rolex watch or something, or I don't know, do something fun? And here's why I say it, because there actually is a psychological thing to this after helping people study and trying to help people sell real estate for many, many years now. You want to have that picture of something fun while you're studying because it's proven it's a better motivator. Okay, you motivate through positive reinforcement. Stuff like investing and paying off loans is great, but taking a picture of a loan and putting it on your computer just doesn't motivate you as much as a pretty picture of a beach in Bora Bora, like Jody said, or something of that nature. So there actually is some experience with this. You want positive motivators. Like I said, paying off debts, paying off medical bills, paying off cars. Those are all very important things. But just psychologically, when you take a picture of it, put it on your computer, it doesn't have the same effect. So you got to have that picture of that white Maserati, that new beautiful Omega watch, or whatever it is. Because it just creates a different emotional feeling. So Aaron says, seeing my family happy is the most important thing. So then Aaron, you know what you should do? Take a picture with them on a beautiful beach. Family vacation. What's more fun with that? Okay, estoppel. What's estoppel? Estoppel. The prevention of asserting a legal right. That's good. A dream board. Good. The prevention of asserting a legal right. It basically says you can't contradict something you did previously. You can't contradict something you did previously. Interim loan. Interim loan. So Mike, so an example would be like if you signed a contract that said you can have a dog and then you got a dog and then they kick you out or they invoke some type of condition on you. They can't do that. You know, you get to keep your dog. That's a very simple example. I hope that helps. Okay, interim loan is a short-term loan for construction. Good job, Pam. And what's another word for the long-term loan? What's another word for a long-term loan? Takeout loan. Good. Did you guys ever see the movie When Dreams May Come with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robin Williams? It was like maybe 15, 20 years ago. And you guys see that? Like 20 years ago, maybe? Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robin Williams with Dreams May Come, where he goes on a mountain. Anyways, if you guys ever saw that movie, there's a scene where he's looking over the Swiss Alps. And my goal was, and I saw that movie when I was much younger, 20-some years ago, I think. And I saw that movie and I thought that was the most beautiful scenery I'd ever seen in my life in that movie. And so what I did is I said to myself, if I ever reach a certain goal, I'm going to go to that location. And when I hit my goal, my financial goal, after paying off my debts and whatnot, I got a ticket. I went to Interlaken, Switzerland, and I went top of the mountain. I paraglided off the top of that mountain to look down to try and recreate the same vision that I saw in that movie. That was my goal. I set it, I did it, and it was a pretty cool 5-minute experience. You know, as I was overlooking, as I saw that movie, I saw that scenery, I took a picture of that vision over the Alps. I had that picture with me a very long time. And then when I hit the certain goal, I bought my ticket to Interlaken, Switzerland, which is what I believed was the scene in that movie. And I stood up top there by myself, stood up top, and I went off. So that's something that I did to help with my goal setting. And then when I hit another goal, I got a sweet watch, a Rolex watch, which I always thought was unattainable. But it happened. Okay, easement appurtenant is an easement that runs with the land, runs with the land. The word appurtenant means it runs with the land, okay, which makes it real property. Economic obsolescence, economic obsolescence. So an airport alley would be a good example of economic obsolescence. Economic obsolescence. Okay, so that's a form of depreciation. There's 2 other forms of depreciation you need to know for your exam. Physical and functional, good. And which one of those is not a form of obsolescence? Not a form of obsolescence. Which one of those is not a form of obsolescence? What do you guys think? Physical deterioration, good. That's not a form of obsolescence. You got functional obsolescence, economic obsolescence, and physical deterioration. Okay, liens. Liens when you owe money. Liens when you owe money. Liens when you owe money. Gross rent multiplier. What do you guys think? Gross rent multiplier. Gross rent multiplier is price divided by rent. Price divided by rent. If you're not clear on this, look up what video I did on this. I did a pretty good video. I felt pretty good about it. The video I did with this explained it pretty well. It's just price divided by rent. Plottage. Thank you, Malfred. Plottage, fat fingers. I have fat fingers. One plus one equals 3. Good. So when you join two things together, the value increases. Excellent. Kind of like a parking lot and a building. Separately, they're not worth that much. But if you put them together, it increases the value exponentially. Excuse me. Zoning. What is zoning? Zoning. What is zoning? Zoning is a police power. Good job, everybody. Zoning is a police power. It makes it so you don't have to live by a gas station. The gas station doesn't need to be near you. Functional obsolescence, we went over this before. Can you guys give me an example of it? Can you guys give me an example of functional obsolescence? Okay, it'd be 5 bedrooms, 1 bath. Something's not functional. Good. Okay, net listing. This is illegal in many states, but not all. Why is that? Why is it that many states do not like a net listing? What's the problem with it? Why is this a big moral conflict? So what's the problem with a net listing? Why do some states say it's illegal? Why is that? What do you guys think? So what is a net listing? So Stephanie says you keep anything over the price. Okay, net listings are frowned upon, if not illegal, because there's a conflict of interest. Nice job, Carrie Dunn. Way to go, San Diego. Okay, because it leaves the opportunity if you make nothing and you're not necessarily doing what's in the best interest of the seller, because what's in the best interest of the seller may cause you to make no money, which is not in your best interest, hence the conflict of interest. I see a lot of people always tell me net listing is illegal. That's understood. That's not going to help you get past the exam because you have to know what it is. So telling me it's illegal isn't really what's going to help you get past the exam because that's understood. What you need to understand is why it's illegal and what it actually is. That's the important thing. For example, we know that blockbusting is illegal, steering is illegal. There's a lot of things you got to learn that's illegal. Putting under somebody duress is illegal. So just knowing that it's illegal isn't going to do it. So we got to know what it is. All right. Easement by prescription, what's that? Okay, so when you're using it for a certain amount of time. Good. The key word here is time. Excellent. Notorious hostile use time. Good job, Deanna. Excellent. So the amount of years could change as per the state you're in, but what does not change is the fact that it's a certain amount of time. It has to do with time. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Before we go, I just want to say one thing about staying motivated that's helped me and helped me get past a lot of things, which the career of the exam, is I talk to people a lot about how to stay motivated through this because it's not a fun process. And a lot of you guys list things like pay off loans and things of that. And when you stay motivated, I want you guys to think of two categories of things that drive you. There's things that make it so you can live, and there's things for why you want to live, all right? Can live is things like medical, loans, investing, things of that nature. Why you want to live is things like poetry, music, beaches, quality time with your family, getting that shirt or that watch or that car that you always dreamed about, things of that nature. And it's not just me, but psychological studies have proven those things that say why you live always tend to push people a little further than the things that make it so you can live. The things that make it you can live, like paying off loans, going to school, obviously those are important, but they're not the type of thing. Just think about how you feel. If I say you pay off your loan or you finish school, the feeling you're going to get is relief. It's going to be relief, which is a good feeling. But when I say a beautiful vacation with your family, that watch that you thought was impossible that you always wanted, that's a feeling of joy and excitement. Does everybody understand there's a different sensation that comes with joy and excitement versus relief? Paying off loans, medical bills, that's that feeling of relief, but it's not the feeling of joy. Who here knows what I'm talking about? There's a very different feeling of joy and excitement of something great happening in your life versus relief, like, oh, I'm so glad that didn't happen. So when you think of those motivators, I always try and tell people, think of things that make it so why you want to live, you know, what it is that makes you happy, all right? Not for things that give you relief, because they just don't motivate as much as that beautiful vacation with your family or somebody you love or a, you know, or a new watch or things of that nature. I say watches a lot because I love watches. Don't ask me why, but I do. All right, guys, so that's it for now. I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time. I may be a few minutes late, just so you guys know, a heads up. I have an appointment before, but I will be there, okay? So if I'm a few minutes late, I apologize. Obviously, I'm going to do my best to make it on time. I believe I will, but just in case, don't go anywhere if I'm a few minutes late tomorrow. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day. I like it too, Tony.